Hello. It has been 3 weeks, longer since I filmed. I don't even know if I know what I'm doing anymore, but I do want to catch up. We'll get into all of that, so I hope you'll stick around, hang out, and I'm so happy to be back. All right, we're going to do a good old-fashioned get ready with me while I catch up. If you're wondering how I'm doing, let this tell you. This is all stress breakouts. It's been kind of crazy. And yes, I'm in what looks like a potato sack because I am a potato today, you know? And I don't even know if I'm going to mess with my hair beyond that for right now. I just want it off my face. I'm going to do some skin prep. Everything will be linked down below, as well as, yeah, just linked down below. I don't know where I was going with that, but how are you? Also, welcome everyone new. I'm kind of freaking out because last time I checked at 9:30. Wild. I say it every time, but wild. I know I have like the goal of 1,000, but like, how are we so close? It's crazy. So thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry that I have been MIA. This is the longest break that I've ever taken. And it wasn't necessarily because I wanted to take a break from YouTube. I just didn't have the mental capacity to prep a video, sit down and film a video, edit a video, like all the things. And we'll kind of touch on why. But can I tell you, in those 3 weeks, it was very seldom that I was even wearing makeup anyway. I'm telling you, she was going through it. I do think I'm on the other side. And everything is fine. It's nothing major. It's burnout. And it's a conversation we talk about over and over again on my channel, work-life balance, chronic health. I first brought up that I wasn't feeling well on my channel 6 months ago. And despite constant efforts to try to figure out how to get back to where I was feeling good, I never quite mastered it. So we're 6 months in and it hasn't been going super well. And what I mean by that is I'm almost to my starting weight the last time I got all of my hormonal and thyroid issues managed, and I have not had a menstrual cycle since January, which is just, one, not great because, you know, you need that, and also because the longer I go without, the worse it's going to be when it comes. And I've just had really bad symptom flare-ups lately. Like, the fatigue is just beyond. And on top of that, as I mentioned, we were kind of in like the last fiscal quarter at my 9-to-5 job, and there was just a lot of pressure, like get goals done, wrap up whatever we needed to for the year. And as someone who's in kind of program project management, it's a lot of work on us. So all of my mental and physical energy had to go towards my job. And I feel kind of bankrupt right now, emotionally, mentally, physically, all of it. Hence, not really wearing makeup, getting ready. It was like 3 weeks of just potatoing, and we're turning that around. I needed to kind of get through the last bit of work, and then now that that's done, I can really regroup and refocus on everything else that I need to. And part of that is being able to dedicate time to the things that I love. YouTube. I love YouTube. I have watched it for years and years. I have wanted to have a channel for years and years. I have a channel. I'm so excited. I have so many ideas. We're getting back into it. And I have so many ideas for videos coming up, and we talk about that, but I'm going to try not to talk too in depth about it because I'm tired of saying like, I want to do this video and I want to do that, and then just not having the time. So I think for right now, you can count on a lot of get ready with me's, which it seems like you guys enjoy those. So I'm very happy that I can at least meet you halfway there. And then we're going to see what else I can get done. It's Friday. Happy Friday. I finished work for the day, and now I just want to paint my face in a very relaxing way. And I want to do something very glam and smoky and fabulous, even though I'm wearing a potato sack. Stylish potato sack, nonetheless a potato sack. And hopefully get my feet under me from a filming standpoint again. And my skin, let's talk about that next, because I don't have a clear. Hope you're along for the ride today. So that's where I've been. It's just been, there's a lot more that goes into it, but that's kind of the Reader's Digest version. And because of my health, I'm having hormonal breakouts, but also stress really drives my breakouts. So that's been going on. And I just haven't been super religious about my skincare because it's hard enough to get out of bed in the morning. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to change that all around. And what I'm filming right after this is everything that I bought in March. And a lot of those things are going to help me kind of get out of this rut, and be on the lookout for that one, because I think that's going to give even more context, because we've talked about being in a hibernation phase, and even my chart has been kind of like you're in kind of a self-reflection planning period, not necessarily action. And I have been doing that, and I've been able to kind of keep my head above water while doing that, but it just kind of caught up with me, and the hormones are playing a massive role in that. But I do have a very clear path forward, and looking into my chart even more this year is kind of about decay and rebirth. So I feel like my internal decay was the last 3 weeks, and now we're getting ready to rebirth. Also, the weather. I don't know where you guys are, but we were like in the 40s, 50s, and then one day this week it just hopped up to the 80s. My body is just like, has no clue, including the skin on my face. So the stress and the weather, my skin is just like really going through it. And I haven't wanted to like put makeup on, but I can't wait any longer. And I just want to feel glamorized. And we're doing that today. And also, Frank had to go through a little transformation, because the color that he is, the amount of hair that he grows, and the shortness of his snout makes him very prone to overheating. So poor guy, I did go ahead and give him his spring shave when the weather was doing all of that. And he's like a little naked butt now. So cute. I will say, regardless of like what's going on and all the like kind of struggles I'm going through, he's like the one thing during the day. We've been doing these kind of like attention breaks for him while I'm working, and we literally just play and cuddle, and it's like a much needed boost that I need in the middle of my day. It's so lovely. If you're on the fence about getting a dog as a companion, highly recommend getting you a Frank. He's the best. Such a cuddle bug, just wants attention, and he's always so happy, and that just makes me so happy. And I guess I can, because I don't have a strong plan. I'll catch up on products. We did my traditional face prep, skin prep, which is Phytosurgence C Submerge, Verdant Forcefield, Live Tinted Hueguard, and then for foundation I used my NARS, and concealer the Rose Ink. Set it with the Westman Atelier powder, and now I'm going with the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer, and then I'm going to go in with the Skin Perfector, both in light, because I want to be bronzed and glam. But I'm curious, how are you guys doing? Anybody else going through a decay and rebirth? Put that as positively as I can. My hair. Haven't done my hair in a while either. But I have noticed, let's talk about that. I have noticed for a while that I'm getting grays, but lately they're becoming more and more apparent. I don't know. A lot of them are like when I have my hair up, you'll see kind of streaks here. And I don't have any highlights in my hair. So when you do see like a blonde highlight, it's a gray. And guess what? I love it. Free highlights. I'm so excited. I'm gonna have to wear my hair up in one of the next videos so you can see. I'm here for it. I'm very excited. My father and my grandmother went like white. My aunt too, really. And I'm kind of hoping that I go white. I've always wanted white hair, but the upkeep and the bleaching, my fine hair just can't take it. I wouldn't have any hair left. Speaking of the hormones being this off again, I'm like losing hair again. This PCOS thing, I'm so over. We're going to kick its butt this year. I'm like to the point where I'm a full-blown 14 now from like a 10, 12. And I feel awful. Just all the things. My skin is freaking out. My hair is falling out. I'm done. I'm over it. Like I said, we're kicking this in the butt. Like, stat. But let's move on to more positive things. Let's talk about what I've been doing during this down period, because I do still owe you all a video on what I do on potato days, what's my strategy around that. So I was reading a lot. So where we left off kind of was like February and most of March, I'll say. Whoa. I was reading quite a bit and I finished a lot of really good books, especially with book club. I know a couple of you are interested in that, so I think we might need to do something regarding the books that I've read so far this year. But I just didn't have the mental fortitude, if that's the right word, to like read and retain and all of that. So I slipped back into one of my favorite things, which is reality TV. And it just so happened it coincided with the outburst of the Vanderpump Rules drama, which is literally national news, like CNN's covering it, all this craziness. So my cousin, who is like my reality TV BFF and also just BFF in real life, has always wanted me to watch Vanderpump Rules, and I just never have. All the other, not all, but I've watched most of the other Bravo shows. But with the recent drama and it being like so widespread in terms of coverage, I just jumped in and I have watched every season minus half of season 9 so that I could understand the context of the current season that's coming out. I've listened to like, the other thing I did was a lot of podcasts. So reality TV to shut my mind off at the end of the day, podcasts when I'm driving or whatever, cleaning, that kind of thing. And I've listened to every podcast that any of the cast members or anyone close to the cast members has done. Like I'm fully briefed and cannot wait for the rest of these episodes to come out. It is a very sad thing, but it is fascinating to me. And I actually looked up why I'm so fascinated by it. And it seems like there's a clear answer if you are like me and you love reality TV. And that is, one, it is such an interesting study of conflict resolution, communication styles, having a full picture of everybody's perspective on a topic. Honestly, the fashion gets me. The places that they go, seeing different areas, seeing luxury things, like it's just entertaining, mind-numbing. And there is some things to be kind of learned from it if you're, depending on what you're watching. Bravo is just notorious for these people going through like insane life situations, infidelity, jail time, death in the family, addiction. Like they cover a lot of things. So it's just interesting from that perspective, but also you just turn your brain off and you're just entertained. It's very serious for the people on the show, but as a viewer, it's not something that like typically rocks you to your core. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I needed. and the podcasts were good about it. If anyone is a Vanderpump Rules watcher, maybe we can go into depth, but so good. I have not yet, though, caught up on Drag Race. I'm super behind, so no spoilers, please, but I need to get back into that. However, today, probably going to go in with some Hindash, and I really want to use this Block Party eyeshadow from Dose of Colors. It's Caffeine Queen. These were marked down to $5, and I just wanted to see what they were about, and they're very beautiful. This is very similar to my favorite Olivia Palermo shade, so I'm actually going to go in with this first, and then we'll build dimension if I need it. But I do want to be smoky today. Ooh, it's pretty. It is pretty. It kind of reminds me of like what I wish Mink from Victoria Beckham was. But still warm and plummy enough. Oh, I just got it everywhere. I was not expecting that in today's makeup life. I just used a microfiber cloth. Did that work? Yeah. I think I just need a foundation brush. You guys, I have no idea what this video is, but I need to get ready to film this other video that will be more cohesive, and I gotta get back in the saddle. I hope you are okay with that. I'm gonna go into the same shadow into the same shadow with a fluffy brush and just kind of blow out the edges. I've never worked with these shadows, but I got a few. We'll cover that in the collective haul. I got a few, and I have to say they're very, very pretty. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna have to build too much dimension around that. That's just pretty. Like a very low maintenance, kind of smoky eye. I'm just gonna rub the brush, make sure that there's no harsh line there. Is it patchy up here? No, okay, it's not in real life. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, let me know. What do you guys do when you need to turn your brain off? Mine is podcasts, reality TV, hanging out with Frank. He always boosts my mood. I haven't even been watching YouTube. Like, I could not tell you at this current moment, like, what is even quote-unquote viral, or like what people are doing with makeup differently now. I'm so out of touch. Which sometimes is a good thing. It gives you space to like really understand what you like and what you're craving. I'm not against that at all. I don't think we all need to be up on the hottest thing. I very rarely am, to be honest. I just go with what I like. I like that. This might be another good bedroom eyes shade for someone who is neutral with just a little bit of yellow. Like, this is a very kind of neutral leaning red plummy taupe. Let me see if I can build that up because the shimmers are gorgeous in this. It's like an Olivia Palermo where it's like almost rainbow glitters in there. Very pretty. Yeah, I like that. I am going to build just a touch more on the lid, hopefully. I don't even think that these have like a lot of fallout. I really think that that was just I hit myself with a brush or something. Interesting. Also, what I was getting at with the Victoria Beckham, this is what I would want Mink to look like on my eyes. I think Mink is much cooler. But also, I love that it's powder. It lasts so much longer and it doesn't go bad. I'm really just getting back into powders because of that longevity thing. Like, I do like a good cream makeup product, but something to be said for longevity. This is where I wish I had my Cocoa liner from Victoria Beckham, but it's still like fully blown MIA. I have no idea. No idea. And while I think about what I want to do with my lips and liner situation, I'm going to go in with Third Date. I can't stop wearing this. I've said it a trillion times at this point, but again, if you're someone who loves the idea of NARS Orgasm but finds that one too glittery, too pink, too peach, this is perfect, especially if you are, again, neutral, leaning a little golden. It's so lovely. And I put that lip oil on to save my crusty, dusty lips. And I do not like those pH balancing products. This is a good example. I just grabbed whatever was in front of me. Yeah, I like that. Do you know what would look even better with this is the Desert Bronzer from the Balm, but I'm too lazy. Too lazy to get up and do it. All right, let me figure out what product I want to use for liner, and then we'll reconvene. You know what? I'm actually going to go into the Anastasia Nouveau, however, and I'm going to use this shade, Muse, and we're going to do the lash line, and then I'm going to bring this dose of colors underneath. I want to be real fabulous and smoky today. That's what we're going for. So I'm going to start along the lash line. Yeah, that's a really good color for this. And then I'm going to get maybe a fluffier smudger brush with no product on it and just start to run that in between the eyelashes and kind of fluff it out. I'm not going to do a wing today. I just want a little bit of smokiness and dimension at the lash line. I'm going to do the same over here. Go back in with that clean, fluffier brush and start running that along. All right, Frank just saw a bird. Hopefully he's done. You done? Lay down. Hopefully he is done. I'm going to run that dose of colors. I wiped my brush off. I'm going to run that dose of colors under the eye, because I'm feeling moody. This might be my new favorite eye look. What the heck? What's going on here? I feel kind of cool. We're going to build that up, and I'm actually going to add some of the darker color under it. Can you hear him? His mouth noises and his nose noises are so loud. I still make crazy faces when I do this. I don't know that I'll ever get used to adding eyeshadow. I want quite a bit though. What do we think? Yeah, add a little bit more. I always start out so shy about it, and then I'm like, you know what? Let's do it up. Just connect this a little better. Same over here. She's moody, and I like it. Okay, I think I need an even smaller brush though for this deeper color. I'm gonna go in with this teensy tiny one. This is the Cajun Hue Spectrum 21. It's very small. And back into that Muse color. And I'm gonna try to keep this, I'm gonna look down to help me out. I'm gonna try to keep this close to the lash line. Like that, just on the outer half. Then go back in with my fluffy brush, no extra product. And just wiggle that into the lashes. I am gonna need a dark liner, and I don't know if I have one readily available. Whew. I don't know how this doesn't bother them. That's the other thing. My allergies have been so bad. There have been a couple of days where I just like couldn't even get contacts in. Do I look smoky and grungy? I think I'm too pink on the cheeks. We might have to revisit that. We're trying to pull it together. Also, the lips are throwing me off. Let's do this. Yeah, that's fine. It's just the lips, which we'll fix. I'm going to go in with the Beautypie Uber Volume Boost Velvet Mascara in black, and then I will be right back. Okay, again, mascara always does it for me. I think I could probably, oh, I knew that was gonna happen. Could probably use something on my waterline, but I'm not gonna chance it with my allergies because I do want to be able to wear makeup tomorrow. And that's the life that we live. I smeared that a bit, but I do want to use some Spectral Shine and Divine Daylight from Phytosurgence. I feel like this is the Blurred Girls version of baking. And I'm here for it. I'm not trying to load up on powder because my skin will look even crazier. I've also, it's dry down here from trying to remedy that situation, so my skin texture is just not going to look immaculate, which I really don't care about. It's skin texture. I'm just letting you know, especially if you're new here. If you're new here and this is your first video, I am so sorry. I promise we're going to get our life together. Just might take a minute, you know? I have no idea if this is even going to be a cohesive video at all. I am feeling heavy, probably because I haven't worn makeup in a while. So I'm going to go in with the Fitglow C-Ceramide Toning Mist just to re-dampen my skin. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Frank just looked at me like, what are you doing? I actually am like kind of digging this look. Like I'm kind of into it. The hair, whole different thing. Lips, let's go in. I'm going to do Fitglow lip liner and nude, and I am going to use the Beautypie Wonder Gloss Collagen Lip Oil in Sun Hazed, and I wish they would bring this shade back. I don't understand why they wouldn't, but who am I? I'm like still a little pink. Let's add, I'm gonna take that off because now I'm stained hot pink. I'm gonna take my foundation brush, nothing on it, and just try to get a beigeur look because that was too much. Again, lip liner and nude. I do love this color and I need to sharpen that. All right, lip oil and sun hazed. Yeah, much better. And then honestly, up on my cheeks, I'm gonna grab the Gucci bronzer. And I do want to just add a little bit of that to my cheeks to tame down some of the pinky blush that we used. And there we have it. What do we think? I'm feeling pretty smoky and sultry and pretty happy with it, to be honest with you. So let's do a quick recap and close out this video, whatever this video is, you know. All right, so I'm going to do a quick rundown of products and then I'll talk about a couple of things that I want to touch on before we end this. So skin prep, always the same. Phytosurgence Lip Tinted Base, the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation, the Rose Ink Concealer. This is like my favorite glam duo. I will be repurchasing the NARS in the upcoming sale. I think I'm like halfway done, but it's starting to get a little old and not performing like I'm used to it. Then I set with the Westman Atelier powder, the best powder ever, and I've got quite, it's probably going to be hard to see, but I've got quite a dent, so this is probably going to get panned this year. Then I used the Balm Third Date blush. These are incredible blushes. This color is insane. It's so pretty, but I did tame that down. For bronzer, I used the Gucci Soleil Eclat last. I also brought that up onto my cheeks in a blush area, and then I used the two Makeup by Mario perfecting products, the enhancer and the perfecting in the shade light. I love those so much. And then for brows, I don't know where I put the pencil. The Benefit Gimme Brow Plus Volumizing Fibers. I'm still trying to get through this. It does need sharpened. This, we need to talk about this because this is one of the longest lasting pencils I've ever had. The Merit 1980 Brow Pomade. This is on its deathbed. I will be repurchasing it in the sale. Then for eyes, I used the darkest shade from the Anastasia Nouveau palette. And the real star of the show was the Dose of Colors Block Party Eyeshadow in Caffeine Queen. It is such a pretty shade. I'll never get over this. I'm so happy to have this. And for $5, sure, I'll take it. And to top that off, we did the Beautypie mascara, which is so good. And then the lip combo that we just talked about. These are all favorites of mine. The only new thing being the Dose of Color shadow. And I can tell you right now, it's pretty fab. That said, this video is probably all over the place. I'm probably going to cringe the entire time I'm editing it. I know my energy is very low, lower than normal. And all I can say is that I'm kind of coming to you where I'm at. I am going to focus on getting myself out of this rut. I still want to play with makeup like this, so I'm sorry if the energy is a little off-putting to you. In no way am I trying to garner pity or be a Debbie Downer. I'm working on it. It's just been a rough couple of weeks. If you're going through something similar, know that you're not alone. I totally understand where you're coming from, and you know, maybe not totally. We all have different paths, but just know that this is a supportive community. We talk openly about these issues, and I'll never be turned on 100% of the time. I'm not on social media to just sell products or to sell a lifestyle. This is me, and sometimes these things happen. And we get through them with communities that we build. And I'm so thankful to have this one. And I've missed you. I genuinely miss new comments and talking to you. And feel free to always message me on Instagram. I love connecting with you guys that way. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. And I know that you understand where I'm coming from with this last bit. But I feel like it needs to be said. Just to reiterate, this is not going to ever be a perfectly curated YouTube channel. So I hope you're doing well. If you're going through something like this, I'm sending you lots of love and hugs. And I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.